Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector. We'll get started on our next multiplayer matchup. Today we're going to be playing the Bridges map. It's going to be Strategic Command, 1500 points. I'm going to be playing as the Adepta Sororitas just to make sure all the bugs are working as are patched out and working as they're supposed to. And I'm going to be playing against the Chaos Daemons of Khorne to see if maybe I can see how it feels with the Murderous Tide coming towards me. It's going to be an 80-point target, 8-turn limit, so we'll see what we can do here. But so far I've been pretty pleased with how this has been functioning with these patches, so it definitely seemed like they made some good things happen here. So I've got our Canonist with the Plasma Pistol and the Blessed Blade. I have 2 Hospitalers to heal and give me double AP. I've got the Dominions with the Flamers. I've got 2 Penitent Engines. And then I have some Zephyrim here with their Power Swords and Bolt Pistols. And then 2 Arcoflagellants to help soak up any Overwatch if he has any Skull Cannons. And also to run around and hopefully allow us to capture points as needed and to farm momentum by activating their ability here, which gives them more movement in exchange for a little bit of their health there. And it also lowers their evasion and everything as well. So let's run those guys over here. Let's fly you to here. Let's start charging everybody down. Now this momentum that you get with Torment Amplifiers, it doesn't actually buff your momentum, so because it's considered a temporary momentum buff. So things that give you temporary momentum, they don't actually increase your overall numbers. It's only ones that have permanent momentum gains, such as the damage that the Arcoflagellants take, or the momentum gained with your Hospitaler when she's using her healing abilities. Alright, so we'll kind of go one of each direction here and try to use our mobility to help us, because that's our major advantage against the Chaos Demons. Alright, let's get you all the way over there. Let's get you to here. And let's start bringing, well, I think if I get you over to here, I'm going to
As he wills it.
Ooh, that's a problem. That is a big-ass problem. That is a very non-traditional build. I was not expecting that. I don't know if I really want to sacrifice you to get that 1 point. Shit. Yeah, I'm very flamer heavy. I do have crack grenade, so I got that going for me. Shit. Alright, well, we know he's got the Guardian. Alright, we know he's got the Bloodthirsters. We know he's got a Skull Cannon. And we know he's got 2 Bloodthirsters, 2 Soul Grinders. Yeah, so I'm going to have to use her to fight these guys.
We are the God Emperor's fiery blade.
Yeah, I just don't think it makes sense to sacrifice you yet. But I do think I'm going to have to move up a little bit. So I guess we'll just start buffing our guys. Yeah, see, there's a dual Bloodthirsters. He does have the Skull Cannon over there. I don't think you're going to be able to charge, right? Yeah, you're too far away. So we're going to have to move you up a little bit. He's got another Skull Cannon over there. He must have Bloodmasters too, because nobody in their right mind would create a Chaos Force without them, because they're just so cost effective. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just set up the Blessed Ammo, and if he decides he wants to try to jump into me,
So it shall be.
then we may be able to suppress him. And the next question is, do I try to sacrifice these guys or not? I mean, he's going to be moving up. So let's pull these guys back. Let's start shifting you forward. And we'll set up your Overwatch with the blessed ammo.
Yes. With haste.
And let's do that so if he wants to jump into you, you'll get suppressed. We'll get you up to here. Let's do that, and then we'll turn you. Alright, let's see what happens here. So we're tied. Alright, he's coming up.
Suffer not the heretic.
He's body blocking the stairs.
Putrid is the sinner that comes this way.
Yeah. Alright, good.
He tells us where to come.
Alright.
He tells us where they hide.
Ah, it's his summoning turn. Okay. Two.
He tells us where they hide.
Oh, really? He's pulling that guy back. Interesting. Why did you do that? Well, let's heal here. And let's do double attacks here. If I run you over to here, I should be able to flame down those bloodletters. Yeah, so he does have a Bloodmaster back there.
His presence within makes us indomitable.
Alright, you're here.
Yes.
You're going to want to heal here.
We are the God Emperor's fiery blade.
Let's do double attacks. We'll get you over here. That should... see, he's smart. He didn't give me a rear attack there. I could charge. I could also charge these guys. He must have summoned in some skull cannons, I guess? I'm not quite sure what he summoned in here. How do I want to do this? Well, I can come up with you. We can get behind him like that. So let's do this.
Where we lead, his light will follow.
And then you attack here.
Fall before the glory of the God Emperor.
Okay, that's 130 damage. And then we can move you farther away. And
I am his iron will.
I can get you all the way over to here.
The Emperor's light fills
If
our
I
souls.
do that, that'll get you more movement and 3 attacks. So that'll be 150 to 240 damage.
What is your command?
So maybe what I'll do is I'll bring you over to here.
Where we lead, his light will follow.
And then you can attack here. Let's increase your crit chance a little bit and your evasion. Okay, 133. And we can bring you over to here to capture this point. Like so. And then we'll bring you over to here to make sure he doesn't run over with those bloodthirsters and take that point from me. you'll get countered if I attack there. So let's move you up one and throw your crack grenade. Okay, that's 200. Yeah, if you get low damage rolls, you're going to have trouble. 1, 2... Shit, we're going to be short. Alright, it was only 35 damage. I can attack one more, but actually...
Who needs my aid?
Let's pull you back to keep you safe from those bloodthirsters.
With a gracious heart.
But if I move you up, you can throw your crack grenade and get the kill. And then I can move up with the Canoness.
For Catherine, for eternity.
And then I can use her Words of Contempt against the Soul Grinder, and that'll take away his action point. And then she can stay here. And then I have you. I think 3 rounds of attack should be able to kill the Skull Cannon. So let's run you up to here. And now we should be able to attack. Let's get them their momentum. Let's do the charge. Now what I'm going to have to do is try to get him to charge all at the same time so we don't overwhelm him, because then I'm going to be short. So let's do that. Let's get you here, and then you can charge here. Okay, like that. And now let's use you and attack here. No! God dang it. I wasn't quick enough with my clicking. So now he's been pushed away, so now I just wasted my extra AP. Oh, and they're now lined up in a way that he can do his charge attack, so that'll probably kill both my Zephyrim. So the question is do I sacrifice your AP so you're... Well, I think either way they're going to be able to charge through you. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that was a big goof up. Because that should have been a dead freaking Skull Cannon, because now he's going to have 2 massive charges that he's going to be able to do into those guys. God damn it. The Emperor is not protecting against my stupidity today. Alright, well, shoot. Let's just bring you down to here so you're at least a little bit closer to the action, trying to protect the rear of the Canoness. Because then, as long as he doesn't kill the Canoness, he'll allow us to... Well, if he does the charge attack, though, that he won't get a counter. So it'll only be 1 attack that will counter unless he tries to move out of her zone of control, in which case she'll get another attack.
Yes.
Ah, can't believe I botched that. Damn. Well, let's get you some momentum, I guess. Start moving you guys around. Alright, let's see what happens here. I think I have a pretty good idea, though. Shit. Alright, so he's charging over. He's charging as well. I'm not quite sure what happened there. So I did it took 70 damage, and then I took 50 damage, and then I took more damage. Oh, I bet he maybe shot with the Soul Grinder, maybe? Yep, here comes the charge. That's what you should do. And the game's bugging out, I guess? I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Alright. I'm not sure why only one of those guys got the pistol Overwatch. But yeah. Oh, I can't believe that just happened.
Death in service to the Emperor is sacred.
Alright. Canoness is fighting.
For Catherine.
Alright.
For eternity.
Well, damn. Damn. Alright, well, we can get you around the back here. We'll get you the bonus damage and momentum. And attack here. Oh, I did this wrong, too. I should have had the Zephyrim come first to get the rear attack, and then I could have finished these guys off, because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the kill now.
What is your command?
Alright, you're here.
We are the God Emperor's fiery blade.
You're here.
Yes.
Damn, I am making a lot of mistakes. Shit. Alright, if I move you to here, you should be able to heal the Canoness on the stairs. So if I give you more movement, you can get there without sacrificing your action point. And then we can buff guys and... do what we need to do. So if I do that, that should buff all these guys. Let's move you up one more, though. And then you can come to here. And now we can buff these guys. Although if I move that Penitent Engine down one more, then he'll get the movement buff too. Since that Skull Cannon's just running away. And we're probably going to need him down here to help fight in the center.
The enemy awaits.
I mean, it kind of sucks that I'm
My aid.
buffing these guys for their movement, but I think we'll need it. And then you can come up to here, you can heal here. Okay. Now she should be able to take at least one counter attack here. She has 95% momentum, so she should have quite a bit of... Well, that one's almost dead. Let's do that. Well, shit. Let's do your charge attack, I guess, right?
What is your command?
Or if I come here, I should be able to use their sacrifice to put some evasion penalties on these guys.
Down.
I don't think I want to flame through her. Let's do crack grenade. Probably to him.
On you.
Okay. And then you charge here.
On sacred wings.
Okay, good damage. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to get attacked on that counter, but it will give you an extra action point, so let's attack a second time.
Is fury. What is your command? We are the God Emperor's fiery
You're
blade.
here. Maybe we just have you charge. I mean, any little bit of damage is going to help, right? Alright, so that's 50. You can attack here. I could do the plasma pistol. That's going to do, what, 45 to 60 damage? So I would need more damage output to get the kill. If I bring you over to here, that's going to flame our guys.
Iron will.
If you get the hit here, that should get you 100. Let's do this and have you flame over this way. And that was only 30 some damage. I I guess let's just get into a melee brawl here, right? Because if he misses an attack, then I should just be able to get multiple attacks going. Let's bring you up to here. Heal here.
His presence within makes us indomitable.
I guess you're just going to attack there. We could maybe charge here.
With haste.
Let's do that. Okay. I don't know if you're going to do 70. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do enough.
Fall before the
If I
glory
would have
of
had him attack that
where we lead,
rear attack first, that would have been way better. Damn. But then I guess I'd be short on movement here unless I just attacked with the Penitent Engine, but... Oh boy, I'm making all sorts of mistakes.
Yes.
Let's see. Can you do 11 damage? Oh my gosh, these guys are just toying with my emotions here. Alright, shit. Well, let's bring you over to here. Alright, well, let's start moving you over to here. That way I can hopefully get you into melee next turn. You can come over to here.
For Catherine.
And I guess we're just gonna get into melee combat with this guy. Damn it! He made his attack. Well, do I risk it?
Go back to the
I'm gonna try it. Don't get hit. Don't get hit. Don't get hit. Don't get hit. Fuck. Alright, well, so much for that idea.
be purified by his light. What is your command?
Alright, well,
As he
let's
wills
move
it.
you down to here. We have two
The enemy
bloodthirsters that are almost dead. Oh, I forgot I could attack with you guys again. Damn it. Then I could have... Yeah, I could have just shot him with the plasma pistol and I could have killed that guy. And then I could have attacked the other one. Ugh. Oh, I did that wrong.
What is your command? We are the
Well,
God
I mean,
Emperor's
honestly, I think I still can win this. Because I have it 4 in my... He's running out of movement here. So those guys are there. He attacked there. He missed. He's got the skull cannon over here. That guy's dead. That soul grinder sucks in melee combat.
Rejoice, death in service to the Emperor.
I assume he's killing the Zephyrim. But I can't tell what's actually happening because it's... Oh, I see. He brought the Bloodmaster over to finish off those guys over there. These guys are coming here. I assume he's going to squad wipe them
Critical attack.
to stop the crack grenades from going off. Yep.
Is sacred.
But I think then he realizes... Yep. So he realized that he was outplayed because he wasn't going to have enough movement because I was going to be able to body block things there. So definitely a fun matchup against our opponent here with a very non-standard build. Took out a Bloodletter, a Soul Grinder, a Skull Cannon as well, but it's not giving us credit for that. Dominions, Hospitaller, Penitent Engines had a good showing even though they didn't do a ton. Zephyrim were our MVPs for sure, but thankfully they were able to get lots of attacks to really weaken down our enemy, and it just shows how powerful those Zephyrim are with their power swords, that they can just fly around on a map like this and just lock everybody down with those melee zone of control while doing lots of damage. Arcoflagellants did what they had to do by just body blocking things for us and then be a momentum generator for us. Canonist did well. I just unfortunately used her like an idiot. I should have been able to kill that Bloodthirster with that plasma pistol. I was just trying to min-max the situation, thinking like, oh, if I get hit once, then I can surge her, but then I wanted to use the evasion bonuses, and it was just kind of a bad situation there, but at least we were able to use the Words of Contempt to help us take away some action points to help us get the advantage there, and then the Dominions to get the evasion penalties, and then also the crack grenades helped us somewhat survive the situation. It does feel kind of bad that the Bloodthirsters there lose in a one-on-one battle against the Canoness, especially if the Canoness is getting buffed up, because, you know, that Bloodthirster has that stupid ass little donkey kick that only does like 50 damage. Now, I'm not quite sure what was going on with some of those attacks there, because it looked like when they were landing attacks against the Canoness, it was doing like 70 to 90 damage, and really it should be doing more damage than that even when she has all those buffs going. But I guess between the Medicus giving you 10% damage mitigation and then her default position having a damage mitigation as well, kind of gets rid of that situation. But it just felt like she wasn't taking enough damage. But definitely an interesting build with the double soul grinder. I mean, when you know most sisters are going to be bringing a heavy flamer build, that was a little bit hard to get through those guys. Now, thankfully, the Canoness is just one of the best melee units in the game, so we're able to chop through. And then, unfortunately, the soul grinders, because they're meant to be super ranged killers, that while he was trying to use them in melee, they were either missing attacks or just not having the amount of splash damage and damage potential to cut through those Zephyrim, so he's having to use the Bloodmaster. Now, I'm really surprised he didn't have more Bloodmasters with him and that he went Skull Cannon build. I mean, I get it, you want to be able to use that splash damage, you're doing all that extra damage, but I had the Hospitaller so I could out-heal the damage. Sorry about that. I thought I was going to sneeze. I was able to out-heal the damage that they're doing. Now, unfortunately, he got that charge attack on us, which allowed him to kill one of the Zephyrim, which was definitely a big kick in the nuts. And that was just because I was too slow to kick. And that's a bad thing, is if you actually overwhelm somebody, you push back the movement until you want to be able to make sure you're stacking up as many of attacks as you can. So you have to do a little bit of RNG on there, like you have to guess how much damage you're doing, because in the past it seemed like it would go a little bit slower, so you'd have more time to see how much damage you're doing before you could use the abilities, whether it be you're destroying a vehicle and trying to move guys out of the range of the volatile explosion, or if you were going to start stacking up multiple melee attacks or some ranged attacks. You know, it seems like you had a little bit more time, but they really narrowed down that window. In some ways it's fine because it makes it so you can't so easily take advantage of the situation, but at the same time, it also, this is a strategy game, so you want to use a little bit of strategy so you're not overkilling or underkilling, because you can theoretically attack units that will actually die, and if you keep stacking up other units' attacks before that sequence has completed, then the units will just be attacking somebody that's dead, and it's like, well, you just wasted a bunch of AP. So I don't like that either. So I just wish they would have a window where you'd be able to do the movement and kind of min-max things a little bit to have more strategic gameplay to stack up buffs and whatever the situation is there. So that definitely felt a little bit bad, but we were still able to pull off the win. Now, the opponent ended up quitting. Now, I would have been able to definitely kill those Bloodthirsters next time, and then he was just going to have trouble closing the distance to get the command points, because, you know, the Soul Grinder on the right side, or the Skull Cannon on the right side here, wasn't going to be able to get there. The one on the left might have been able to get there, but it would have struggled. And then the center, he would have been able to lock down with his Soul Grinder, just body blocking, but then, you know, he would have 2 points for my 3, and then I've already gotten so many points with my increased maneuverability that I would have been able to win just through the attrition. So makes sense that he quit. I mean, again, it's maybe a turn premature just in case I missed some attacks or something unexpected happened, but I think the chances of that happening are pretty unlikely. Now, I was quite shocked to see the Zephyrim take a counterattack on that charge. I don't think it's supposed to actually do that. That actually used to be what would happen with the Sisters of Repentia, is they had a charge attack that, traditionally in this game, when it's coded as a charge attack, you won't take a counterattack. So again, this is just inconsistent things with the rules. It's like, oh, well, you won't get counterattacked with a charge unless you use this ability, which counts as a charge attack, and then you do, but then you won't on other ones. It's like, you need to have consistency here. This is the kind of shit that pisses players off by having these inconsistent rules, so then you don't know what's going to actually happen. And then when you start throwing in a bunch of asynchronous cuts where you're not sure what the enemy did on the turn because everything's like bugging out, that gets to be real frustrating too. And it just seems like as these patches are building up more and more and more, these playback bugs seem to be increasing. So I don't know if that just is because as they're doing more manipulation of the code that it's creating some asynchronous stuff. Sanctus Reach definitely had issues with this, so I don't know what is actually causing the issue here, but I have noticed that especially after this last patch that a lot of these kind of playback bugs are really stalling the game out, and then you can't tell what's actually happening. Now, I've done so many matches, I'm usually able to deduce what the enemy movement is, but for newer players, they're going to have no idea what's happening if they can't see what's happening real time, and that's going to annoy the shit out of them. So I really hope Slytherin can put a little more effort into making sure these playback bugs aren't getting perpetually worse, or it's going to just be very impossible for newer players to learn this game because they're not going to understand what's happening on their enemy's turn. So with that, I'm going to sign off for the day. I guess for my feedback for the other player, it's you got to get more Blood Masters. That's the secret to Chaos when you're playing these low tier army. He knows that, so that's why I don't want to belabor the point here, is he knows that's a way, because he's beaten me using these Chaos forces while I've been playing as the sisters when our roles are reversed, or on this matchup he's beaten me on this before, because the summoning can be so overwhelming at these low tier army points here. That's where Chaos really shines and becomes the most competitive, and then as you get more points they actually become paradoxically less competitive, because you're able to just overwhelm their summoned units, and then you really can feel the lack of mobility and the lack of ranged attacks with the forces of Chaos, and allow them to get totally overwhelmed. And then, you know, he did fine with the Bloodthirsters. The Soul Grinders was definitely a fun tactic there. I really was not expecting that. It definitely allowed him to control the center, but then he didn't have enough points on the sides, and then I was able to just get in there and then overwhelm him in the center there and really weaken his forces down. So, well, it was very fun because the way he had overextended a little bit, it allowed me to get in there and then just start killing all of his guys and taking away his action points and things like that. So with that, I'm going to sign off for the day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. It encourages me to post more content for you. Have a great day.